Hello everyone, a warm welcome to our basic science class. Hope you all have thoroughly studied the first lesson. Today we are back with our second chapter. Before going to our next lesson, let me ask you some questions. Have you ever visited such beautiful water bodies? When we visit these places, we get fresh air, coolness of mind, etc. Isn't it? You may have seen these kind of water bodies too, filled with dirt and garbages. Do you feel sad when you see these kind of pools or lakes? Why? I know your answer. You know the importance of pure water in our daily life, isn't it? Our second lesson is about water. Chapter name, Life-Giving Water. By that name itself, we can see that we have no life without water. Then, what do we use water for? For drinking, for cooking food, for agriculture, for washing vessels, etc. Can you fill the rest uses of water in your textbook? Yes, you may fill it like for taking bath, for generating electricity, for cleaning, for washing clothes, etc. Try to find more and more uses and write it in your workbook. Can we use anything other than water for these purposes? No, we can't use anything instead of water. Water is a unique thing. Pure water is colorless, odorless and tasteless. What do you mean by odorless? Odorless means it doesn't have any smell. What are the other properties of water? Yes, we have already learned in the previous classes as water dissolves substances. Water flows. Heat is carried by water. Water has no shape. It can take the shape of the container. Water exists in solid, liquid and gaseous state. In your textbook, you can see some pictures. Using these pictures, you need to fill this table. All the properties we have discussed just a moment before are listed here in this column under the heading Properties of Water. We need to find out the situations where we make use of these properties of water. Let's start completing the table. First property of water is it dissolves substances. This is why we can sweeten the drink. As sugar dissolves in water to make the drink sweet. Next point, for washing clothes. Here, dirt will dissolve in water to make clothes neat. Just like this, we can fill the rest of the column from the picture as for washing rice. We can use this property of water since dirt in rice dissolves in water and makes the rice neat after washing. Next property, water flows. This is why we can carry water through pipes. We can also drink water using this property of water. Third property, water carries heat. So, water is used for cooking. Other point we can write is, in thermal power plant, we make use of this property of water. Thermal power plant means with the help of hot steam, we can make electricity. Such power stations are called thermal power stations. Next property, water has no definite shape. It takes the shape of the container. So it can be collected in vessels of different shapes. Another point we can fill here is it can be collected in various water reservoirs. Next property of water is It exists in solid, liquid and gaseous state. Using these properties, we can make butter using steam. We can fill this next point as water can be used in ice industry. Oh my dear children, all of you should write this activity in your textbook itself using pencil. Okay? We have seen that first property of water is it dissolves substances, right? Do all substances dissolve in water? Its answer is no. Some substances are dissolved in water and some are not dissolved in water. Those who dissolve are called soluble substances and those who do not dissolve are called insoluble substances. Let's perform an activity to check soluble and insoluble substances in water. Take two glasses. Mark them as A and B. Fill each of them about half with water. Add a spoonful of common salt in glass A. Add another spoonful of sand in glass B. Stir water in both the glasses. What do you observe? Sand settles down at the bottom of glass B. Salt gets dissolved in glass A. This shows that some solid substances dissolve in water while some do not dissolve. Solids like sugar, baking soda, washing soda, etc. are soluble in water, while solids like chalk powder, wood powder, iron pieces, glass pieces do not dissolve in water. In your textbook, there is an activity to check solubility of some substances in water. Salt, sand, sugar, kerosene, coriander powder, potassium permanganate, sugar candy, chili powder, coconut oil, blue vitriol, that is hydrated copper sulfate, stone, glycerin are there. If we add some water to each of these items in different tumblers, what will happen? We need to tabulate this in this column. Let's start completing this table. We have already seen in the previous experiment that salt and sugar is soluble in water, while sand and stone are insoluble in water. Now we need to check other items, that is kerosene is insoluble in water. You know that well, isn't it? Coriander powder is also comes under this group since it does not completely soluble in water. Have you ever seen potassium permanganate? This is potassium permanganate. When we mix potassium permanganate powder in water, it becomes a colorful solution like this. That means potassium permanganate is soluble in water. Then sugar candy. It is also soluble in water. Chili powder is like coriander powder. It is not fully soluble in water, so it is in water insoluble list. Next comes coconut oil. It is also not soluble in water. Then blue vitriol, or otherwise called as hydrated copper sulfate. You can see copper sulfate powder in this beaker. When we mix copper sulfate with water, what will happen? Observe. Yes, it dissolves, isn't it? So, it is in water soluble list. Last one is glycerin. You know, glycerin is not soluble in water. So, dear students, you need to copy this table also in your textbook using pencil. Children, the substance which is soluble in other substance is called a solute. When we mix sugar into water, sugar dissolves. So, sugar is a solute. The substance in which a solute is dissolved is called the solvent. Here, water is a solvent. Once again, sugar, that is a solute, plus water, that is a solvent, gives sweet water, that is a solution. Let's summarize the main points we have learned today as: first point, uses of water. Second one, properties of water. Last point, solute, solvent and solution. So my dear children, it's all for today. We shall meet on the next class. Thank you.